Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook. This is Busybody, and thank you for joining us here on the Radio Vision Network. And ladies and gentlemen, we are taking you to the stars right now because our astrologist, don't you dare call her anything but an astrologer, not an astrologist. Oh, I'm going to screw this up like crazy. I do it all the time.
That's okay.
Anyway, her name is Christina
anyway.
Celona. Good morning, Christina. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. So, all right. So I did it again. We've had this argument. It's not an argument. It's not an argument,
No.
but
A
discussion. This question, astrologer, astrologist. I always say ist, and you always say and there's this problem in my brain. I can't figure it out because in my mind they're interchangeable, but they are not. And the reason that my mind is turned on its head is because Mars did something yesterday.
Yes, Mars went direct yesterday. So to astrologers, that's a big deal when a planet changes direction. And what it means to everyone else, is Mars is how we direct our energies. It kind of gives us like a rocket power behind any of our actions. It is how we direct our actions and our motivation and everything. So for the last several months, and really for the better part of the year of 2016 already, we've kind of had this like slow moving motion, where like nothing can really get off the ground, and there's what we talked about last time, like all this backtracking and everything, to our projects and endeavors and everything. So Mars is now moving in direct motion, so we'll start to see some forward movement now.
Okay.
In some of our
Is this
projects.
a predicted move? Is this something that everyone anticipates happening, or is this something that happens completely out of the blue?
I don't understand the question.
Does it happen on a cycle? Does this
Yes.
happen on a cycle, or does it just happen randomly? It happens on a cycle.
No, there's nothing random in the universe. Everything is about cycles within cycles within cycles.
There's nothing random in the universe,
No.
people.
So the Big
Life
Bang's
is
not
cyclical.
random?
Pardon?
So the Big Bang's not random?
Well,
we go that far back, who knows?
Listen. Now we're gonna get into bigger things,
Yeah.
right? We don't want to go there.
I still like it.
You still like what?
I still like the whole space thing. It's like one of those things where it boggles your mind when you have to think about how big it is and how far out it goes, and the fact that there's people that can study
and how small we are.
Yeah, and how small we are, and the idea that because they are on cycles, it's easy to assume that most of the things that we do, as random as it seems, are just a part of larger patterns.
And that's exactly it.
So I really do like that. Yeah, and I think that it's something you should kind of consider, that when you're looking at the stars, you're looking at things that have been here for millions upon millions upon millions of years that have proven patterns, and how you can apply that.
Well, why do you think they say that history repeats itself, right? Because we have certain cycles and energies that
I thought it was because people were stupid. No? That's not why? So tell me about, wait a second, so there's a big event coming up on July 4th. That's not actually July 4th, but that is a big event on July 4th, which is July 4th. But what's happening July 4th?
We have a new moon on July 4th, which that happens every month, But it's a little bit special here in the U.S. because it is on July 4th. So new moon signifies new beginnings. It's a time when we plant our seeds for the future, and we put our intentions out into the universe and things like that. It's the start of a new lunar cycle.
Out with the old moon, in with the new, right?
So it's a pretty big deal for the U.S. itself because it's happening on the U.S. birthday, basically.
Right.
So
this is like it's a rebirth.
We could be having a new cycle of events and things. This is the Cancer new moon, so it has a lot to do with the mothering principle and nurturing and things like that, and feeling safe and protected. And some of the thoughts I had here in the U.S. with some of the events, that have happened recently, which make people feel a little bit insecure and unsafe and things like that. I think this is gonna be more and more of a pressing issue.
Okay. Do we want to go into details on that, or?
Well, just that, just everybody wants to feel nurtured and safe and protected right now, and I think people have differing ideas on how to do
What
that.
means,
And is that because of like the global state of the world and this like insecurity, that feeling of insecurity and all that? Was that why?
There's a lot of factors that contribute to that, but
That's crazy. So I can learn more if I go to spellboundastrology.com, right?
Spellboundastrology.com. You can subscribe to my website. You'll receive my blog, Tales of Lunacy, which I write in more detail on these lunations and different planetary movements and what it means to regular people that don't know astrology.
Right.
And just like try to break it down.
Yeah, and we're speaking in generals.
Yeah.
So if they reach out to you and they have a partnership with you, you can give them specifics closer to their life and
on
how
their own chart, yeah.
exactly
of course,
on their own as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So not only generals. So is there anything? So I was mentioning earlier before we started, where I saw like Jupiter like right next to the moon. I mean, it was clear as day. I guess it would have been the 16th of June. Does that mean anything, or was it just really cool that I could see? I saw Jupiter right next to the moon, and then you could see Venus and Mars over to the left. Does that mean anything, or is it just clear sky?
Clear sky, nice.
Yeah.
I live in the woods, so I don't get good sky all the time. I have to like go and find a good spot. So I kind of miss that, but
So just sky.
yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to be a stargazer.
Yeah. It reminds you of how small you are.
I saw in a report yesterday that it said, you shouldn't stare directly into the sun with your telescope. And I thought to myself, did I really need to see a story about that? Like, do people really try to look into the sun with their telescopes? Is this a problem?
I suppose they do.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Who would do that? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. They tell you not even to look at the sun with your own regular eyes.
I know,
I
right?
have
And then you're going to magnify it?
I have an 8-year-old who got really upset because she got some sunglasses and looked up and told me that they were broken because she couldn't look at the sun directly with her sunglasses. So it's possible that some people have not yet had that experience.
Yeah, but she's 8. She's 8. She's allowed to do that. She's allowed to make mistakes. She's a kid. I'm talking about adults that are like, oh, I can't look into the telescope with the sun with my telescope. It goes back. It's going back to what I'm saying before about history repeating itself. People are stupid, right?
No.
If you have to be told not to look into the sun with a telescope, I'm going to say that you're stupid, right?
No, they're not.
Oh, come on.
No.
What?
We're gonna-
Am I insulting idiots that are going to burn their retinas by
goodness
looking at the
gracious.
sun with a telescope?
Let's
Listen,
hope nobody
take your
burns their
political
retinas
correct
out.
stuff up the street. I don't need
Oh,
these
boy.
people around, honestly.
Well,
Come
we
on
can,
now.
We can discuss the validity of this statement after we get back.
I'm hollering
from
all the
these
way through the
commercial
break,
breaks.
people. You're going to be able to hear me in Philadelphia. We'll be right back on Morning Coffee.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
You already know that Voice over IP or VoIP is smart for business. But what's the smartest way to make the switch? Introducing Encero's Utility VoIP. Encero is a full-service provider, which means we're there for everything you need. From installing your system to comprehensive on-site training for your staff to providing world-class service, Encero is there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. At Encero, we've worked hard to engineer a better voice solution. We create a utility VoIP solution customized for you from the ground up. Our process starts with a readiness check, grooming of the network to support VoIP, and carrier upgrades for optimal bandwidth. We take the time to set up your VoIP the right way. Our superior technology means reduced downtime for you. And our flexible services are all-inclusive. Voicemail, call routing, caller ID, remote office mobility, even down to the hold music or messages. It's all there, and there's no additional cost for adding new features. What does that mean for you? It's everything you need for improved communications and productivity, all for one manageable monthly fee. And you'll have the ability to minimize or eliminate the costly upfront expenses associated with other solutions. And it means you finally have a phone solution that is flexible, scalable, and customized to your needs. With state-of-the-art phones and real-time monitoring of each and every call for consistent quality. Encero's Utility VoIP even gives you your own portal to manage day-to-day activity and on-the-fly changes. And it means unbeatable support and cost efficiency. You'll save on hardware, software, and even energy consumption. Just a few reasons why Encero's Utility VoIP is the smartest choice for your business. Satisfaction guaranteed. Encero's Utility VoIP, engineered to be better. At your office, in the cloud, your technology managed. Visit www.encero.com to learn more, or call 855-200-VoIP to get started setting up your VoIP service today.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Coffee. I'm so glad that you joined us this morning. I'm Mark Cook. This is Busy Bade, and we are talking to astrologer to the stars, Christina Celona. Good morning again, Christina.
Good morning.
I say astrologer to the stars, not that you've necessarily read any celebrities, but
I have.
you have.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that. All right. I mean, you don't have to mention any names, I guess, but that's a cool thing, isn't it? That you've done readings for famous people?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So we talked about during the break that, you're on here to promote yourself and your business and all of that stuff. So when I throw it to you like that, it might be good to be like, well, yeah, I do this and I've done right. Like,
right.
Get excited about this. This is really cool what you do. And I'm saying that, like, if a famous person has come in and used your services, that might inspire someone else to use your services as well.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I like to make astrology useful in our everyday lives, because it affects our everyday lives, and people don't realize that, they're always looking for this big boom,
Right.
and it's like, the little things count too, and everybody's everyday existence, like most normal people are concerned with their jobs or their relationships, their kids, their health, that kind of stuff. So I want to make it useful to everybody so they can get the most out of it without having to know it.
Right. So you don't want to have to necessarily give people an education. You want people
I can do that too.
You could, right? You could, but your goal is to really just give them the information based on the education that you already have.
Yeah, and like we talked about before, like I'm basically just translating the language of the cosmos. My interpretation of it and how it comes down here onto Earth and how it's useful to everybody else.
Right. It's like an Independence Day when the alien wraps his tentacle around the scientist's neck, and then Bill Pullman's able to understand what he means. He interprets.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It is. I kind of.
Except less gruesome.
I kind of
and
figured that. Oh, it's
No.
not that gruesome.
No.
It's only when the alien comes alive.
No.
No, what? What is going on here? What is the matter with these people? I'm just saying.
I would say that you'd be a great advisor.
Yes.
For people who are looking to have more understanding. Because a lot of the times people do feel as though things are random, as we spoke before.
Yeah.
And things are random and it's hard to predict. But if there's things that are consistent that we can use to help provide some structure, I think when people have a sense of control over what's going on around them, or at least a sense of knowledge, it helps with anxiety.
Absolutely.
It helps with just pure fear. I think it helps with fear. Just even if you don't know for sure, having something to look forward to. It's definitely great to turn a pessimist into an optimist, even if it's not completely an optimist, but just giving them something to look forward to or preparing for things that may happen. I think that is absolutely great, especially for someone who doesn't have a good understanding of what's going on in their life, especially when it's hectic.
I think that's really well said. Thank you.
Yeah. Even the analogies alone. I don't know what is up with Mark today. You need to have some of my coffee.
Listen, I try to make things relatable to people. You know, you guys are talking.
Yeah, everybody can relate to an alien choking them out.
I know, right?
I don't know. Independence Day is one of the biggest movies of all time. I think people do know what I'm talking about. Listen, you guys are going to bring me down. You can say whatever you want. I know that my analogy was apt and valid. And anybody out there, I know you can support me. Please comment on the bottom of this video and let me know that you support me because you know that I was right and it's okay. Guys, listen. As soon as you understand what I'm trying to do here, the sooner everybody will be on the same page. Christina, I want people to get in touch with you so that you can give them readings and all the services. And that's what I want. That's my goal, is to get people to get in touch with you. How do they do that?
Spellboundastrology.com.
Simple as that. Spellboundastrology.com.
And it's not only for the alien enthusiasts. It's for
Definitely
the
not.
everyday person
Yeah.
who wants some assistance in making sense of all the clutter.
Well, one of the things that astrology is good for is finding right timing.
And
To take
timing's
action.
everything,
Timing in
especially.
life is
Yes,
everything.
yes,
you know,
it
you
is.
hear that saying, and astrology has a lot to do with finding the proper timing, when to act, or when it would be better to just wait it out and hold off. And say somebody is going through a hard time, a rough time, you know, at least astrology can give them a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like a rough patch will end, you know, in this month. It could be months, but at least you have that to focus on. You like can keep on just trucking through and get through it.
And then our previous guest, she was saying that she worked as a patent attorney.
Okay.
And then decided to go into business for herself. So something like that. Say you're at your job and you're trying to figure out, hey, I really like this painting thing over here. Is this really a good time to do it? Because they can reach out to you and they can acquire your services for specific events, or they can do like a subscription basis, right?
Well, the subscription is more or less just to read my stuff for free, you know, and then you can always contact me for a more in-depth reading, for energy work, for classes. I do a monthly workshop called New Moon Manifestation. I have a lovely group of women that get together. I used to have some men. I haven't had any men lately, so any guys out there, we could use a little bit of like some male energy. But anyhow, we have this great group of women, and really it's just like an empowering and supportive kind of a class and group, because it gives you a focus for the month at least. You know, we have the lunar cycle is 1 month basically, you know. So if we start at the new moon, this is our time to put our intentions out there, to plant our seeds metaphorically, you know. So, and then we start seeing our results. So at least we can kind of harness the energies and mold them to our liking, or at least try.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. It's almost like it could be a roadmap for the month,
Absolutely.
right? Like,
it is like a map or a compass. Very good. Yes.
Wow. All right. So we're wrapping this one up right now.
Well, it's a bit of a blueprint for life and how you're wired.
Yeah. Well, the next time I get pity applause from both of you will be the last time that you're both sitting here. So Christina, let's do it right now. Let's look into camera one and let's give all of that wonderful and pertinent information.
Yeah, spellboundastrology.com. You can sign up for my blog, Tales of Lunacy, usually right for the new moon and the full moon, and give you some heads up on the astrological weather ahead. And that'll also keep you up to date on any classes, events, or workshops that I have going on. And you can always join us for my monthly new moon manifestation workshop, too. It'll be great to have some new faces.
Check her out. She is Christina Celona. She is spellboundastrology.com. And we thank her so much for joining us this morning.
Can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go brush up on my
fun.
astrology stuff, and next time I'll be even better and more ready for you.
You're great. You're always
We'll have to
great.
talk about
always
what you've planted at the
enthusiastic.
new moon.
Thank you. So we're gonna take a quick break here on More Coffee, and we will be right back. Stick around.